Have you ever just buried a dream because it just seemed too hard? You believed you just didn't have enough talent. You tried so many times to achieve it over and over again, but to no avail. But then one day you finally realized that you were never really serious about the dream to begin with, or you would have done the work. This is how I have been when it comes to gardening. And I've been through so many excuses. We live in the forest. There's too much shade. My thumbs are black. I don't have the time. It's just too overwhelming. There's too many hungry deer. Well, the buck stops here. I'm going to get rocks and put them into my wagon so I can make like a circle from my rose garden. And yes, it's just one bush, but I'm going to probably get another rose bush and then put some lavender and some other companion plants around it and just build it out over time. We have like a Mobot, like a Roomba for the yard, and we've got to put rocks around it. And I'm just going to put it right around the roses right now. I have to put rocks around it so it doesn't get mowed. I have to put the gloves on because very likely there's snakes in this rock pile. This rock pile is almost done with. Like, we've used it up for the most part. But there's probably snakes in here. Hopefully not copperheads. Oh God, the jiggling of leaves. Oh my God. Yeah, that kind of freaked me out. Let's pull the rock away from us. Look how pretty the sparkles are in this. I'm gonna be so hungry tonight. Follow this channel called the Whole Food Plant-Based Cooking Show. Jill, who runs the show, she made this deep dish Chicago style pizza. So I'm going to be making it later tonight. And it's like totally whole foods, although my version is not going to be totally whole foods. Ooh, this is heavy. Ooh. Okay, I'm a draft horse. Stressing your body out a little bit is good for it. It's like adaptive stress, it's called. And it sends signals to your... I'm trying not to run over my dogs because they just won't get out of the way. It sends signals to your body to send in like the reparation team that ultimately builds you stronger. It's amazing how much exercise you can get just in your yard, in your home, and it's work that's actually serving your projects or things that you want in life. Like, I always think about inefficiency or what is serving what. Like, what does this thing that I'm doing, who does it serve? Does it serve me and my family? Or does it serve, fat cats or whatever? Like, going to the gym serves fat cats. You literally just go to the gym and you work out, you work all your workout. you just spend your energy, you spend your labor. It just goes to waste. But it doesn't really go to waste. It's actually fueling big fitness. We have a housing shortage. Maybe you could build houses. I'm not saying that it's easy just to go build houses for 2 or 3 hours a day. You know, there's like nothing set up for that. Could you imagine that? Wouldn't that be kind of a cool crowdsourcing thing? Where instead of people basically blowing their load at the gym, where instead they could actually build houses. Maybe this could be, what is it, Homes for Humanity kind of thing, where people just show up after work and they just go and help build a house and get strong, like Amish men. My plan here is to maybe plant another one of these bushes out here. It's not a bush, it's a knockout rose. And they have really pretty pinkish red blooms that I'm sure you've seen. They're a very popular flower. And I want to plant it with lavender because I hear that that's a good companion plant. And also, I mean, the flush of purple and the pink are going to be so pretty. And we have rhododendron behind it and hydrangea. It's just going to be so pretty. So I'm going to do the lavender and the knockout roses, and then I'm going to do some ground plants and some annuals. Fingers crossed, because I don't have the greenest thumb in the world. I have never really put my mind and effort into gardening, but I am fixated on becoming obsessed with it this year because I want to walk the talk. I want to be more sustainable. So I am planting a vegetable garden too, which I'll show you in a second. I just planted radishes and some onions. I'm trying to do this companion gardening thing. Like I think it's important that we support community and that we support our families and ourselves. It's important to me. So I need to walk the talk. Yeah, I want to lean into my home and just make it a really special place and kind of lean into the work and get my exercise from it. It's a meaning in life. I'm just taking care of my little corner of the world and just being a happy steward of the earth. I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna just take a few laps around the yard, shake myself out, and play with my dogs. Well, while we are on the task of getting cut flowers, let's go in the front yard because there's some snowdrops and there's some more daffodils. from Valentine's Day. So I am making the Chicago-style deep dish pizza that I saw Jill make over on the Whole Foods plant-based cooking show, and it looks so good. So I wanted to do it right away. Of course, I'm making a couple changes because she's super healthy, like really healthy. Like I never see her add any salt to anything. I don't think. I'm not sure. I mean, maybe I just missed it, but I didn't see any salt. So we're definitely adding salt. She uses a homemade pepperoni. I'm using a little bit of Beyond sausage, the hot style. And it's a really interesting crust. She says it's pastry-like. I don't know a lot about pastry making or anything, but this is kind of an unusual way to make crust, but it is whole food. There's no like processed oils or butter or flour even. I mean, there's this almond flour, but not like, you know, like white wheat flour. I'll come back in 50 minutes and I'll show you how it turned out. Ooh, it turned out. That looks amazing. Oh my God. The crust is so good. You know what's nice about this? It doesn't have the fake cheese flavor. Oh my God, look at it. Try a bite. This is incredible. This is so good. She's a genius. Okay, Michael. Guys, that deep dish pizza that we had last night is so good. I was gonna make like a tofu parmigiana tonight, but now I cannot wait. I just can't wait to eat the deep dish pizza again. It is, oh my God, so good. Today, I'm going to make some seedlings. There are a bunch of plants that I want to start indoors because I think it's the middle of April is when we have our last frost. It's so nice right now. It's hard to believe that we're talking about 6 weeks. So I'm going to plant some seedlings for zucchini. And my husband, he wanted me to plant some flower seeds. I think they're azaleas. So I'm going to plant some seedlings for azaleas. I've already planted this garden. This is all radishes. So we have like white globe radishes here and a purple kind of radish. And then my favorite watermelon radish, which I absolutely love on my avocado toast. It's so good. And then I have onions in between as companion plants. And I'm going to actually add more companion plants as soon as they can be planted, like marigold and nasturtium. Oh, yes. And in the back there, I'm going to plant like cowpeas or black-eyed peas, that type of thing. They make a good companion plant, first of all, because you trellis them and they have a very small footprint. Would you call it a footprint? A root print. They take up no space in the garden, really, and most of it is just up, and I think they help keep pests away. So let's hope it works out. This used to be full of mint, and I put the mint in that pot because the mint was just everywhere, and I just don't know how to, like, I couldn't organize my rows with all the mint. What I've been reading, is that you can plant, mint in your garden and it will move around the rest of your plants, but I couldn't organize my brain around it, so I just took it out. I've been throwing compost in there throughout the year, kind of just burying it. Our soils are very clay and stony. What I've been reading is you want to mix in a lot of organic material to make it a really good loamy sort of soil. I've also been putting in those wood shavings, the wood scraps from my husband's woodworking, and I've been putting that in there. Although I did read that it's better to use like aged wood. It's brand new wood, but he does dry it out first, so maybe it's okay. I don't know. Oh, and another thing about the field peas is they add nitrogen to the soil. I'm learning so much. It's not so hard when you take it step by step, right? I don't have to know it all. So let's make some seedlings. So I put a bunch of Dixie cups in a brownie pan. We're going to take it outside, and then I'm just going to fill each little Dixie cup with potting soil. Can you hear the frogs in the background? I love that sound. It's one of my favorite things about living in the South is you get that early on. If anybody wants to give me any advice on planting seedlings or whatever, if you see that I'm not doing something right, or if you want to help me be more efficient, I appreciate any advice you want to give me. I think just one seed will suffice. I don't know. Hopefully those are deep enough. Hopefully they're not too deep. Tried to garden several times, but I didn't do the work. And the work is knowing exactly how deep I should plant these seeds. Like this whole I don't know, hope it works. That is not doing the work. Physically, this is busy work, right? But the work begins up here. It begins with the planting. We're gonna bring these inside. Well, we need to find a water. I need to find a water can. I did find a water can. And luckily, this one is already full of water. I think my husband filled it for me. Okay, I'm just kidding. Had you freaking out for a moment, huh? How about this one? Somehow I don't think this one's gonna work. Oh my God. Oh, it was just a pine needle. I'm gonna throw this in the trash. What the heck? What is that? What the heck was that? What the heck? What is going on? God, that was scary. I'm sweating. I am freaking sweating. That scared me. I don't know. I'm a little sensitive given, that there's so much war going on. And that just sounded like warplanes. It just gave me a real, feel for what that might be like. Okay. I'm actually going to look it up. If there was an air show or something, I don't know.
You get the things that fit the problem. Hello?
Hi.
Hey, what's up?
Did you hear crazy planes overhead?
No.
Okay.
Why?
Because I heard like some, I don't know what they are, but they sounded like warplanes, and it really freaked me out. It just gave me a taste of what that could be like.
No, I haven't seen that.
Okay, I figured if it was a big deal, they would be flying over you too. You know, right? Right?
Yeah, they're not over. There's nothing over here.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Okay.
My neighbor told me what happened. She said some sort of military fucking jets. They hid in the cloud cover. I was looking up as they passed and barely saw a shadow of the first one. A little late, but checked flightradar24.com. This is why I check with her, because she's just on this. It's a ball out there. Baby, there's a ball out there. You see it? This is exactly where copperheads hang out, because this is where we always find them. And then we have this one. Okay, guys, go back in the yard. Well, that was exciting. Lila found an extra ball. Whew, well, we got that done. Excited. So nice to complete a task in its entirety. You gotta get that dopamine rush, you know what I mean? I have a habit of like starting one thing and then going to another thing and then going to another thing and never quite finishing anything or finishing it all together, but I don't get those little dopamine rushes when I do that. And I think if you have a hard time like completing things or kind of staying on track, it might be because you haven't been training yourself with dopamine rushes. Does that make sense? You gotta take charge of your dopamine. Don't let social media take charge of your dopamine. Don't let big companies take charge of your dopamine. Take charge of it yourself. And then you own yourself. Who does your dopamine serve? It's an important question. Thank you so much for joining me on this new gardening adventure. And if you want to see how does my garden grow, don't forget to subscribe. I look forward to hanging out with you again. Bye.